I'm Chris Walston with Coldwell Banker Howard Perry Walston. I'm the Chief Technology Officer. Technology from a real estate perspective was typically the redheaded stepchild of the industry, and our department had to do things on the cheap. We had to find means in which to try to make the technologies that were available to us out there in a very constrained budget. So it was my goal to try to create an environment where we had very little technological problems, that I didn't have to have a large staff for, that type of thing. One of the goals I had several years ago was to get our infrastructure outside of this company. I wanted a hosted, I wanted a managed environment across the board. Far too many times we would be answering issues that would crop up in the middle of the night, on holidays, that type of thing. And I said, you know, I don't want to have to constantly worry and lose sleep wondering if my network, if the infrastructure was up. We chose their hosted phone service, HCS, and it really wasn't much of a jump from what we had already had. We did everything internal. They stepped up and said, hey, we can host it, we can manage it, we can do the updates, and as a matter of fact, it'll end up costing you less money. Well, NWN made that effectively happen with little to no downtime at all. They stepped into it with the idea that they were going to do this first class. They came in, they made sure every aspect of it was going to be seamless to my agent base. It seems like they always have a way to answer a problem that we have, and it's good to know that. Again, it goes back to when you're intimately knowledgeable of your customer's environment, that you know what they do or do not need. One of the things in our efforts to try to expand our locations, with our current provider for our dial tone, for our phone system, we've had to go into areas that they didn't service. We sort of got thrown into the mix to try to put something together in less than 30 days. When we started doing our necessary due diligence to get the services in place and whatnot, we found that our dial tone provider wasn't going to be able to provide that. I immediately picked up the phone. I called my sales rep and I said, look, here's what we got going on. What can you guys do for me? Within 24 hours, he said, we got you covered. For us, it's been an outstanding situation in terms of making that transition. It's seamless to our agent base, and it's worked very effectively. I've had a number of updates. We've really had no issues with those updates, and I sleep better at night. When I try to share my story with other people, I tell them, look, you know, nobody's perfect. It just doesn't exist, but this company is as close to perfect as there is out there today in our industry. One of the things that I think NWN does better than anybody else out there today is that they take the customer and they listen. They put the customer out there. They provide a means in which for us to actually be a part of what they do day in and day out. That's more valuable than I think anything else that exists today.